Wow, now that's the kind of Empower welcome I like. I was going to say Empower 2018, are you ready to rock? But I saw the app. You all rocked last night. Who enjoyed the special event last night? That's what I like to hear. I was very impressed by the number of selfies I saw with Mark McGrath on the app last night. And I'm very impressed that you're all here this morning. So thank you to our events team for providing lots of caffeine to get us all here. So good morning and welcome to day 2. I'm very happy to be here for one of my favorite times of Empower, which is to present our Run Smarter Awards. Now, for those of you who don't know, our Run Smarter Awards recognize our organizations that use digital transformation to empower employees to do more of the work that matters. This year, we're excited to recognize 12 organizations that take an innovative approach to managing content and automating process to drive business value. We celebrate their achievements, including improving records management, advancing delivery of public services, streamlining compliance, and modernizing student services. Now, please join me in recognizing our 2017 Run Smarter Award winners.
For Best Accounting and Finance Initiative, congratulations to the School District of Lee County for creating a Laserfiche integration with PeopleSoft that digitized the requisition process across schools and shortened payment processing time from days to hours.
Representing Lee County School District, John Graff, Network Administrator.
For Best Change Management Initiative, congratulations to Keynote Metalworks Limited for saving over 200,000 documents, automating multiple business processes, and improving management oversight, network security, and information sharing in just 6 months.
Unfortunately, Keynote Metalworks was unable to join us, so I'll accept the award on their behalf.
For Best Compliance Initiative, congratulations to Reaseguradora Patria S.A. for using eForms data collection to build real-time client analysis and compliance reporting.
Unfortunately, representatives from Reaseguradora Patria were unable to join us, so I'll accept the award on their behalf. Please join me in congratulating them.
For Best Customer Service Initiative, congratulations to Cámara de Comercio de Barranquilla for creating an online public registry portal that streamlines service requests for over 50,000 local businesses.
Accepting on behalf of Cámara de Comercio de Barranquilla, Maria Jose Bengochea de Viz.
For Best Human Resource Initiative, congratulations to Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Co. for centralizing employee services and onboarding and increasing HR transparency.
Representing Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation, please join me in congratulating Ahmed Yunus Reni, Executive Secretary.
For Best Public Service Initiative, congratulations to Oakland County, Michigan for building a new public portal that enables staff to process 4 times as many family court case inquiries per month.
Representing Oakland County, Michigan, please join me in congratulating Suzanne Hollier, Director.
For Best Records Management Initiative, congratulations to Parks Canada Agency for increasing revenue by 25% by automating the review and approval of high-value land contracts.
Unfortunately, Parks Canada were unable to be with us today, so I'll accept the award on their behalf. Please join me in congratulating them.
For Best Student Services Initiative, congratulations to Lebanese American University for boosting student satisfaction by improving access to transcripts and other student forms in its admissions and registrar offices, reducing advisor approvals from weeks to days.
Representing Lebanese American University, please join me in congratulating Camille Abu Nasser, Assistant Vice President for IT.
For best use of the Business Process Library, congratulations to Bonneville Joint School District number 93 for automating over 80 forms across 24 schools, improving core processes in days, and saving thousands in operating costs.
Accepting on behalf of Bonneville Joint School District number 93, please join me in congratulating my friend Dave Covert, Enterprise Application Supervisor.
Also for best use of the Business Process Library, Saudi Arabian Airlines for leveraging Business Process Library forms to create one contract requisition process used by over 300 departments, improving project implementation across the enterprise.
Accepting on behalf of Saudi Arabian Airlines, please join me in congratulating Sami Omar Amari, Manager of ERP.
For most transformative process reengineering initiative, congratulations to First Command Financial Services for reducing new account setup time from days to hours, facilitating faster payments and eliminating the paper burden for advisors and clients by integrating Laserfiche with its CRM, DocuSign, and brokerage platforms.
Representing First Command Financial Services, please join me in congratulating Mike Lindstrom, Senior Vice President Business Services, and Stephen Statham, Manager BIS Workflow Management. Please also join me in recognizing the Laserfiche team from First Command. Would you please stand? Congratulations.
For most visionary Laserfiche initiative, congratulations to College Foundation Incorporated for an innovative workflow that shows a live feed of documents for processing from multiple government and education databases, custom in-house applications, and back-end servers, creating faster customer service and account resolution for its college savings program.
Representing College Foundation Incorporated, please join me in congratulating Don Harris, IT Operations Manager. Now, please join me in congratulating all of this year's 2017 Run Smarter Award winners. Aren't they a good-looking group? They get better looking every year, I swear. Now, beyond the Run Smarter Awards, we have two remaining very special awards to present that honor very special visionaries in the Laserfiche community. The Tom Wayman Leadership Award honors Laserfiche leaders that are innovative and produce effective solutions that can be shared with the broader Laserfiche community. This year's winner embraces the best of the Laserfiche community: innovation, success, and creativity. Let's learn a little bit more about her.
Josephine El Khoury is a digital banking delivery channels manager at the Bank of Beirut, one of Lebanon's leading commercial banks. Since 1999, Josephine has been a strong advocate of process efficiency at the bank, and in the last 4 years has pioneered the use of Laserfiche across 85 global branches. By integrating Laserfiche into multiple systems and offices, Josephine has driven transformation of key banking operations, including validation, contract management, and customer service. Under her IT leadership, the bank has improved transaction times, enhanced document security, and increased staff productivity by 60%. Congratulations, Josephine.
To present this award, please welcome Peter Wayman, Vice President of Asset Management.
Josephine exemplifies creativity, leadership, and the spirit of innovation in her work at the Bank of Beirut and beyond. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the Tom Wayman Leadership Award, Josephine El Khoury, Digital Banking Delivery Channels Manager at the Bank of Beirut.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank the Laserfiche Committee for selecting Bank of Beirut twice for Empower Award in 2012 and 14. And today, honoring me with Tom Wayman Leadership Award. I deeply appreciate this recognition, but honestly, this wouldn't be possible without the great support and the continuous development of the product to become enough flexible to cater our requirements. I want to express my gratitude to Bank of Beirut management for their trust in me, for my great team, for his loyalty, hard work, and commitment, and especially my manager for his empowerment and support to enable me to make things happen. A big thank you for BNB management and team to provide us the best-in-class services through their dedication, their good work, and expertise to translate our digital strategy into digital solutions. And working together and generating such wonderful results make us happy. I am grateful for every person has making a role in my journey, and big thank you for you present here, and once again for Laserfiche family for their care and support. And I will conclude by a promise that we will continue to strive on achieving more innovations, and the best is yet to come. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, and congratulations, Josephine. We're all proud of your excellent work. Our next award is our most prestigious award, the Nailing Wacker Visionary Award. In honor of Laserfiche founder Nailing Wacker, this award recognizes an individual with an extraordinary ability to propel change, a relentless drive for process optimization, and the commitment to use technology to enable enterprise transformation. Let's learn a little bit more about the winner of this year's Nailing Wacker Visionary Award.
Lisa Bobo is the Chief Information Officer for the City of Rochester, New York. A recognized leader and mentor in government IT with over 30 years of public service experience, Lisa has pioneered numerous government technology initiatives. She recently led the implementation of a new online Freedom of Information Act system, enhancing government transparency by automating the city's public records requests process. By leveraging the Laserfiche Business Process Library and records management grants, Lisa's innovative vision enables staff to fulfill records requests in just 4 days and reclaim time for citizen-focused processes. The project has been praised as a model for efficient public service and digital transformation by numerous government leaders. Congratulations, Lisa.
To present this award, please join me in welcoming Laserfiche CEO, Chris Wacker.
Good morning, everyone. Laserfiche founder Nailing Wacker was a pioneer and an inventor who could see what people needed often before they needed to see it for themselves. Lisa demonstrates that same determination and passion while using Laserfiche technology to transform the lives of public employees and citizens alike. We are pleased to honor Lisa's dedicated leadership in public service. Please join me in congratulating the winner of the Nailing Wacker Visionary Award. Lisa Bobo, CIO of the City of Rochester, New York. Congratulations, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. I am so honored and humbled to receive this award. I thank Laserfiche, who has been a tremendous partner to us, also General Code, who has helped us to deliver incredible solutions. I want to thank my team, two of the members who are here today, Greg Luna and Harriet Fisher, who have really helped me to drive my vision and my desire for change. Neeling was an incredible woman. I've done a lot of reading lately about her, and I wish I had had the opportunity to meet her. She was definitely a pioneer for Laserfiche, but even just as important, especially to me as a woman in technology, Neeling led STEM initiatives many years prior to my career starting. She was a technologist, she was a scientist, and an entrepreneur. And for all women in the audience, and all young girls, she should be somebody that we really look up to and admire. So I am very appreciative to be receiving this award. I also believe that everybody in the audience are innovators and have just as much right to be on this stage as I do today. Innovation is very different depending on where we stand and what organization we work for. It can be very large, it can be very small. Many times we look at innovators as being creative, having collaboration skills, definitely being passionate about our jobs and wanting to drive change. But I think one of the key attributes that we often forget about innovation is the endurance and the stamina to drive change. It's not easy. It's often very, very difficult. And as a technology leader, as a CIO, I can easily drive technology changes. I tell every vendor that comes through my door, technology is the easy part, but you really need to be willing to work with us to drive organizational change. And Laserfiche and General Code have been one of those vendors who have been very willing to help me, sometimes in our staff, with some of our crazy ideas, to look at things slightly different and to really make organizational changes. One of my favorite projects I worked on before coming CIO was to deliver a new website. Again, a fairly easy project if you're just delivering a new website. But, of course, the way I do everything is I want to do it a little bit harder. I want to look at things from a slightly different perspective. So Dan, our city clerk at the time, continued to come to me and say, Lisa, I don't understand why you can't just implement technology, and why do we have to reconfigure the entire website to not look at department structure, but to look at external services. We will no longer know, as citizens, who's processing our permits internally. We will lose that connection, and that's important to us internally. Externally, not so much. Dan was a great guy and came to me multiple times and questioned, why are we doing this? Finally, Dan came to me one day, and I saw him in the hall of City Hall, and he said, I get it, Lisa, I get it. You're trying to virtually change government. You're trying to show the citizens everything by the services that we produce and not by our internal bureaucracy. And I smiled because literally this was probably the 15th conversation that we had had about driving change. And I'm like, yes, he gets it, he gets it. But he then smiled and said, you can do it virtually, but you can never do it physically. So you're not changing City Hall. Dan, who's a great guy, retired a year later and is still one of my biggest champions and continues to call me to ask how things are going. So the moral of this story, innovation is not easy. It takes endurance, it takes strength, amongst all the other attributes that we can possibly mention here today. But here's what I would like from each and every one of you as part of this award. I would like you to now stand up, if you could, and I would like to accept this award not just on my behalf, but for all of you in the audience who I know are innovators and who will help to move us forward just as Nei Ling would have wanted. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was so nice meeting you.
Wow, I hope you're all as inspired as I am. Please join me in giving Lisa another round of applause. Now, before we continue with this morning's program, we'd like to welcome a special guest, Vince Casso from Canon.
Thank you, Melissa. It's great to be here this morning. I'm very excited to be here, but not nearly as excited as these guys are. Now, I see a lot of familiar faces out there, and they say it's a small world, but with the Laserfiche community, it's even smaller. First and foremost, I would like to thank you, the Laserfiche community, for years of loyalty and commitment to the Canon with my deepest humility. With that being said, did you know that it is Canon's 80th anniversary we're celebrating? And we're just coming off the 20th anniversary of the scanner division. Let's hear it for Canon! That being said, I'd like to announce the latest addition to the Canon family, the DRM260. This award-winning, industry-breaking scanner comes with a, how do I say it? Industry-breaking 5-year advanced exchange warranty. First ever on the market. I call it the Maytag of scanners out there. This thing is bulletproof. And for you users that are using Kofax VRS, it comes with VRS Professional at no additional charge. Right? Also, if you want a network version of this scanner, we have the ScanFront 400. It's a network edition, no PC required, plugs right into your network, and has direct integration to Laserfiche. Please, thanks. Please don't stop. Please don't. Please stop by our booth, check out both of these award-winning scanners, give them a test drive, take one home today. If you can't fit it in your backpack or your suitcase, we will work something out for you. What else do I have? Oh, anybody stop by the labs yesterday? No? No labs? If you saw these like really, really cool Canon mousepad, collector's edition, please take them home. They are yours to keep. Compliments of Canon. People were asking. Canon mousepads. And stop by the booth. We're giving away a Canon portable scanner called the Scantini, the P215. So, thanks. Please don't stop. Please don't stop. So, with that being said, thank you very much for your loyalty, commitment to Canon, and our partnership with Laserfiche. Now back to you, Melissa.
Thanks, Vince, for your support of Empower. Now, yesterday, Carl talked about how most change is grassroots. It doesn't start in the C-suite, it starts with you. Each and every one of you is empowered to drive transformative change. Each and every one of you is a visionary. You just have to believe that you have the power to drive change, because you do. You've taken the first step by coming here. Now that you've seen the opportunity of digital transformation, how will you be the change? What are your plans to bring transformation back to your organization? How will you be a visionary? Share with us on the Empower app, or tell us at the digital transformation wall in the exhibit hall. Or just decide for yourselves. However you make your plan, take action. Be the visionary that we know you can be. To help spark your ideas, we're very excited to welcome our next speaker, who has been recognized worldwide for his visionary technology leadership. In 2012, he was named a champion for change by President Obama. In 2013, he was named CIO of the Year. In 2016, he was named IT Leader of the Year. And just this past year, he was named to the CIO Hall of Fame by CIO Magazine. He's a vocal advocate for groundbreaking government IT initiatives. He's promoted his philosophy of build it once, pay for it once, and everyone benefits to government agencies worldwide, including across the US, Australia, and Dubai. We're thrilled to welcome him here to Empower to share his insights on how we can all become visionary leaders, no matter our role in our organization. Please join me in welcoming 2017 CIO Hall of Fame member, Phil Bertolini, Deputy County Executive CIO of Oakland County, Michigan.
Good morning. Good morning, Empower 2018. I got one of these too. And I thought if you don't like what I say, I can give myself a round of applause. I'm just joking. Good morning, and I'm excited to be here and really honored to be here with you today to kind of talk a little bit about what makes us tick at Oakland County, Michigan. But they told me I had like 15, 20 minutes, and normally it takes me 15 minutes to say hello. So I'm going to do my best and hopefully share some thoughts with you. I would like to really start with what my foundation is as a CIO and what really makes me tick in my belief set. And the world of government is really a challenging time. During the mid-2000s, we went through an incredible recession where we lost 25% of our tax base. Michigan was hit hard, and the recession really hit our area hard. We lost jobs, we had foreclosures, we had everything going on. And here we were trying to manage government. And in many cases, sometimes a recession is a really important tool into thinking about government differently. Well, I've also had the wonderful opportunity to work for a visionary. Our county executive, L. Brooks Patterson, is a true visionary. He wants us to stay on the front edge of service delivery and at the same time be very innovative. In his leadership, we've actually become one of the top-ranked digital counties in America from the Center for Digital Government, and we're very proud of that. So I began to wonder, what does government need to look like? What is the future of government? And to understand the future, you have to understand the current state. So I started looking at our budget, and I started just dissecting it row by row, item by item, line by line. Here's what I found. 65% of our operating budget was consumed through law enforcement and the administration of justice. That only left 35% for everything else. How would we fund public health? How would we fund veterans services? How do we fund all the other services that we need to do? So I began to wonder, what do we need to do? And for those that were able to attend yesterday, I was able to do a leadership talk, and as I was preparing for that kind of talk a number of years ago, I ran across a really cool video. It's a TED video, and it's Simon Sinek, Start with Why, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. And what he focused on was why we do what we do and not what we do. And in government, we're stuck with what we do because in many cases, we've been doing the same what for 25, 30, 40 years. So what we need to do is we need to think differently. We need to go ahead and say, hey, why? Sometimes my staff at Oakland County IT, they think I'm like a 3-year-old because I'm always asking why? But isn't that the question we should be asking ourselves? Why do we do what we do? This video was I actually coupled with another video that I had the good fortune to look at was Walt Disney, a number of years ago, he explained Epcot. And it drove me to think, why, and how can we look at our government different in the future? So how many of you, raise your hand, know what Epcot stands for? Okay, a few. It's the Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. And what he did in the video was he laid out this prototype community, and he talked about the different types of planning services and the different types of services that we could drive for citizens. Here's the interesting part. The video was released in 1966. Walt Disney was way ahead of his time. My oldest son, Brad, who came up to me when he was 8 years old and said, "Dad, I want to be a chef at Disney World." I said, "Okay, son. So I'll put you in cooking classes." So at 8 years old, he started cooking classes, got his culinary degree, and now he is a budding chef at Epcot at Walt Disney World. And he sent me the video, and he said, "Dad, what do you think of this video? What do you think about the message that it sends?" And it got me thinking, it got me pondering, what does government need to look like in the future? So I decided I would write a paper. So I wrote a draft white paper on what I considered to be the future of government. One section of it was very important to me because I started to focus on what is virtual government? Should we just do everything online? And I shared the paper with my youngest son, Stephen. He's studying public policy and international relations at Michigan State University's James Madison College. Go Green. I knew I'd get it. But he's out there studying this, and you know what he said? He said, virtual government would be a mistake. I didn't get it. What do you mean it would be a mistake? He said, "Dad, it would be like everything else on the internet. Government needs a sense of place. In other words, you still need the dome." This is a Generation Z person telling me they don't want everything virtually. That was an epiphany for me, and I had to think more about that. So my final foundational piece that I wanted to share with you today comes from my lovely wife, Kathleen. She's a middle school social studies teacher. And I don't know about you, but there's no way in heck I would ever put myself in a 6th, 7th, or 8th grade classroom. I give her credit. She inspires me. I couldn't do it. But what she talks to me about is that this new generation of young person learns in short bursts. And everything has to be abbreviated and it has to be now. So then I started thinking, as government, how are we going to serve that new generation of person in the future? Our new consumers will not accept government the old way. We have to do things differently. So to recap on my foundational pieces, I am blessed to work for a visionary. I've had a number of influences in my life that have focused on why I do something, not what I do. My own family, my wife and sons, have forced me to shift my thinking about the future of these services. So why do I do what I do? When one builds a career in public service, money is not the motivation. For all you people in public service, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. I got a clapper. So money's not the motivation. And you know what? The customers could be a finicky bunch, can't they? They love you one day, and then the next day they don't. So it's a what have you done for me lately world sometimes. So when you explore why you want to build this career, you have to start thinking about what really drives you. This is my 30th year in public service. My 18th year as the CIO for Oakland County and Deputy County Executive. So I truly believe, though, that the world needs people that are passionate about helping others. They need people that want to serve other people. Thank you. All right, cool. It's kind of self-aggrandizing, right? Clap for me. So there's 3 words that I use when I talk about government and the need to do what we do. We provide, we serve, and we help. We provide the much-needed programs that people need. We serve the citizens that pay our salary. And then we help those that are most in need. So let me digress for a second, because I have a brief story I would like to share with you. I started my career at Oakland County as an entry-level tax assessor. Everybody loves the tax assessor, don't they? I mean, they just want you to come to your house and appraise their house so they can be taxed on it. Well, that's what I did. And I approached a homeowner one day in his yard, and I had done it hundreds of times before, and he was out working in his garden, and he got agitated fast. And he said, "Do they pay you to do this work?" So, anybody who really knows me, I was young, brash, a little full of myself, nowhere near like I am today, right? All the Oakland County people are there. And I said, and remember, he said, "Do they pay you to do this work?" And my answer was, "Quite handsomely." He was a little agitated to the point where he got up, he stood up and he said, "I pay your salary." And again, I think things are funny in my head. They don't always come out funny. So here's how I responded. I said, "I own a home in Oakland County too. Therefore," and I said it that way, "therefore, I pay property taxes. That means I pay part of my own salary, so I'm taking the afternoon off." Well, he got enraged. He called my manager. He called my county executive. I was called into the office, so I walked into the office, and there was this older Italian guy, and I'm Italian, and he's Italian, and that was in the day when you could smoke cigarettes while you worked, and he'd walk out and he'd have the cigarette sticking out of his mouth. "Bertolini, get in my office." I knew I was in for it. So I walked in, I said, "Yes, sir, what can I do for you?" And he said, "Do you think that was funny?" And I said, "Yes, I did." He said, "So did I, but don't do it again." He was a great guy. I learned a valuable lesson that day. They do pay your salary, and they don't have a sense of humor all the time. So my sense of humor has gotten me in trouble over the years. I try. But I cannot think of anything more noble as a profession in serving people. And I get a thrill out of the fact that I get to impact people's lives every day. Now, I understand that this is not a government conference. And I understand that there are people that are here that are not in the public sector. But don't we all have a mission for whatever organization we're from? Don't we have all, something that we're doing that's impacting people's lives? In every way, what I'm talking about transcends industries. This is how we should think about people, and that we should serve people. We work for organizations that have all kinds of missions and beliefs, and I think that we all, in whatever industry we are in, could do well by learning from each other on how to work with people and help people. Now that I've opened up my beliefs on where my belief set are, I want to talk to you a little bit about what our team is doing to make these beliefs a reality. We've been providing shared services at Oakland County since the mid-1960s. It started in law enforcement and tax administration. We were providing mainframe systems in the mid-60s. Over the years, we have grown and we've provided a number of enterprise initiatives to our partners in local governments and other governments around the state. We've enhanced our platforms. We have a very robust geographic information system platform that we share countywide. There's only one GIS system in the entire county. It's maintained by us, and it's consumed by 62 cities, villages, and townships. So we understand what shared services are. But in 2011, we started to think differently. What could we do to change the way we deliver those services? So we created the G2G Cloud Solutions platform. And that platform allowed us to provide e-commerce technologies all around the state of Michigan. Now, in my career, I've learned something very important. You are at your best when you're consulting with the best. And I've had the incredible good fortune through the digital communities efforts at the Center for Digital Government to sit with the best CIOs in the country and talk about these programs. And the very first time I did it, they thought I was crazy. They said, "Why are you getting into the world of e-commerce? That's what the private sector does." But I had heard story after story about small governments who had been dropped by their providers because they didn't generate enough income, or there wasn't enough profit in it for the private sector. So we had to do something. Now, let me be clear. I understand and embrace capitalism. I understand that the private sector needs to achieve profit in their efforts. I get it. But the public sector is seeking to serve its citizens. Those are not opposed to each other. They can work really well together. And what we're trying to do is make that happen. We can provide technologies at a lower cost than many times. We can be very efficient, and we can keep our users on no matter what their size, because profit is not my motivation. Service is my motivation. Currently, we have almost 100 public entities across the state of Michigan. We transacted $58 million through the system last year, drove $2.2 million back to the technology. This program is completely self-sufficient and requires no taxpayer dollar infusions to keep it alive. It totally manages itself and funds itself. The success of these programs made me think, why? And it helps drive our why. So I've long practiced a mantra: build it once, pay for it once, and everyone benefits. Why are we building technologies 30, 40, 50 times when we could simply build it one time? Excuse me. So everyone benefits from it. Now, what this mantra does is it helps us leverage our tax dollars. It helps us leverage technology dollars. Excuse me. I came all the way to California to get a cold. I apologize. And I stashed a water along with my clapper. So we've been able to leverage these dollars, and then we can see what's next for our future. And our team has been thinking about what's next for our future. I think Walt Disney would be proud of us. So the next evolutionary step was taken after we did a number of discussions with our Chief Technical Officer, Jim Taylor. We sat down and did visioning sessions, and we realized that there was something else that the governments needed. They needed a place where they could go look at technologies. They needed a place where they could go share best practices. And we call that the G2G marketplace. We realized that these public entities needed best practice documents. They needed blogs on topics. They needed consulting services. We even have competitively bid contracts out there, and it's free. There's no cost to local governments. So we're excited about because now what we realize is that smaller governments can now use bigger technologies. They can use technologies that were once out of their reach. And to date, the success of the portal, we have over 780 users across all 50 states. And we've had a return of over $500,000 to the technology. What you do is how you manage your why you do it. And what we believe in is demonstrated in these projects. We believe in shared services. We believe in providing, serving, and helping. So how will we keep these efforts moving? So, excuse me, there's no magic wand to technology. There's no army of people that are just going to do everything for you. You need partners. So we know this, and so we are excited that Laserfiche is one of our partners at Oakland County. We have millions of documents that are scanned and stored every day. Back in the day, don't you love that? Back in the day, we would store all these documents in paper form and then just hope to heck nothing happened to them. No fires, no floods. And sadly enough, you know, we're being known as one of the top digital counties in America, and we're still, in some cases, at that phase one of the Laserfiche's digital transformation model. We know this, and our goal is to change that. So we've had some disasters. We actually had a flood one day. And I walked into the room, and the ceiling had caved in, and all the documents were wet. And I don't know about you, but there are companies that specialize in drying pieces of paper. And they had to do that. And the other problem we ran into was our legacy imaging platform was aging. We had built it ourselves. And there were customers in our business units that wanted to come on. And there were projects that were spawning. And I said, time out. We need an enterprise effort. So what we did is we quickly stopped that. We put out a competitive bid, and Laserfiche was the victor. Now, some of you folks at Laserfiche might not know this. Not everybody in our county was happy with that decision. They were not excited because they weren't sure that you would be able to pull off this enterprise initiative with us. So we decided to ask for something. We asked that Laserfiche do proof of concepts in a number of those areas. Every area that we were concerned about, every area where the business unit was concerned, we asked that they do a proof of concept. And they did that, and they didn't blink an eye. They did the POCs, they were a success, and we are now moving forward with the enterprise implementation. We're going to go end to end in county government, and we're going to make sure we have the best tools in place. And Laserfiche came to the table with its knowledge and its prowess in document management. So we're reinventing our business processes right now. And it's an exciting time. Citizens are now eligible to file online where they struggled to do that in the past. And every time a citizen can file online without talking to someone, that means I have a county person that can help someone else. You saw Suzanne Hollier up here earlier getting that award. We're doing incredible things, and she works in the front of the court, and we all know how much fun that can be. I don't know which is worse, the tax assessor or front of the court. But we have people filing now that couldn't do it before, so it's exciting. Hey, we can hire vendors all day long. Finding partners is much more difficult. So thank you, Laserfiche, for everything you do for us and being our partner. So I, like all of you, like to come to conferences like Empower, and I like to send you away with something because I'm one of those people that believes I need something to take away when I leave a conference. So today, I'm going to leave you with some thoughts that hopefully you can take home and change your world a little bit. First, you need great partners to do great things. Find the right partners, invest in the partnership and the relationship, and then you will be successful in your mission. Laserfiche is one of those partners for us in Oakland County. Thank you, guys. Second, larger entities can help smaller entities. There's times when people are stressed and they might not even have IT people in some of the governments that I work with, and they need the same technology so they can service the same citizens. We can help them. And governments, we're kind of lucky because we only compete with each other when we're trying to attract economic development to our geography. For the most part, we want everybody to do well. Why? Because their citizens are citizens are citizens are citizens. We should want everybody to have the same ability. All of you, no matter what industry you are in, I'm sure there are the larger entities that can help the smaller entities, and we should be working together. Third, no matter what organization you work for, no matter what core industry you are in, no matter what your passion is, you must believe in why you do what you do. The why drives the what. Now, to close out my speech, and one thing I do want to talk about the why real quick before I do that. In 2016, there was at the Empower conference, the CEO of Heifer International delivered a speech here. And Pierre, I believe his name was, he showed a great example of how powerful you can be when you help other people. Heifer fights hunger, poverty around the world, utilizing small farms. If that isn't a why, what is? Helping other people. So I'm very proud to have stood on the same stage where someone like that came up and talked about how they're changing the world. You must have a passion in what you believe in, and you have to turn that passion into providing, serving, and helping others. So to close out, lastly, in November of last year, I had the great honor to have been selected as a Public Official of the Year by Governing Magazine. I was in a class of 7 people, and it was a high-powered class. I was really excited about it. So we descended on Washington, D.C., and they had a ceremony at the historic Willard Hotel. And they let us each get up and give a speech. And I ended my speech with advice to my young adult sons. And what I want to do is share that last piece with you, because I truly believe it is what drives us to be what we are. So I said to my sons, who weren't there, by the way, like, where are you? No, they had school and stuff. I said to my sons, be good people. Be respectful citizens and be patriotic in every way. Show respect for others and work tirelessly to provide, serve, and help people. Show the world that you can do whatever you want and still care for people and change the world. And then I ended with them saying, thank you for being awesome young men. So to all of you, I look forward to what you're going to do to change the world. And keep pushing, keep pressing, keep understanding your why, and go out there and do what you need to do to be successful. So thank you, Laserfiche, for being great partners. Thank you all for the opportunity to speak. Happy New Year. Enjoy the rest of Empower.
Wasn't that amazing? I think that's right, it was amazing. I heard a little applause out there. So I think, through our keynotes yesterday and today, we heard some similar things. Doug talked about the 2 most important days in our life, when we were born and when we figured out why. Phil talked about why we do what we do. So think about what is your why? What's driving you? And use your time here at Empower to figure out the techniques that can help you make your why more effective. Now, you've learned a lot here the past few days, and now I challenge you to go out and use it to drive change. Be bold. You're empowered with the knowledge that you need to take to drive action. Because being a visionary requires more than just good ideas. It requires action. After all, ideas without action are just dreams. So what is your plan for when you're back in the office next week? How will you drive your organization's transformation? How will you turn your dreams into action? Take the time to think through where you want your organization to be, not just tomorrow, but in 3, 5, or 10 years. To get started, take advantage of the resources that are all around you. Take advantage of the people that are all around you. Imagine what's possible and use your time here at Empower to learn how Laserfiche can help you achieve it. Because right here, right now, there's no better time or place to tap into the wealth of knowledge this community holds. On behalf of all of us here at Laserfiche, we hope you enjoy the rest of Empower.